All right, look like we are live. We are live. Welcome, brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to another live broadcast talking about the money game, the book, what you all should have by now. The money game so black people can win and dominate. That's it. It's the only game to play. You can play for fun, you can play for sport, but there's always a select few that plays to win and dominate. And they are the ones who set the tone for everybody else. So, brothers and sisters, we want to welcome you to another night of discussion. Very short and sweet and to the point, right? So, on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays, we come to you live. We come to you live to talk about my first book I've ever written, right? You should get it, brothers and sisters. I've been on this journey for over 40 years, going back to 1980 when I got my first No Money Down real estate course by Ed Beckley. That story is in this book. And that started me on that journey. I was 16 years old, and that just opened my mind up to the possibilities that I can have based on what's available and what's been done already. And that took me on a trajectory just like this, as far as awareness, financial awareness, competency, literacy, you name it, right? And it's taken me on a beautiful journey that I just want to touch on in this book, taking the nuggets that I've learned along the way that I identified as missing pieces that we need as black people in America, black Americans need in order to really, really, really take full advantage of what America has to offer us. Not what they give us, but what it has to offer, and demanding and pulling from what it has out there available, right? So not based on what they give us, what they allow us to have. You can't win and dominate with that type of mentality, right? Just want to be the best among average people, as David Goggins says, right? So that's not what it's about. We need the right people in our community in Black America that's going to play to win and dominate uncompromisingly. And it talks about this in the book. What is missing just on a very basic level to get from the masses, where the masses of us are, and then moving up to a higher level. We've been here over 80 some odd years now, brothers and sisters, almost 500 years in America. It is time for us to constantly elevate in all areas. But in the most important area here in America is around money. Make no mistake about it. Money is first in America. Everything else comes after. Until we realize that and accept that as a fact, then we're going to always miss. We're always going to play ourselves short based on what we have financially, right? Not trying to be a multi-quadrillionaire, but based on whatever we have financially, we'll be missing the maximum opportunity available to us. So that's what we talk about. And every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, we want to come and just take a little nugget out of this book and just touch on it, talk on it, to get you to see and give you a peep inside of this book, right? The difference from, going to the bookstore and buying it from online. Bookstore, you can touch it, you can feel it, you can smell it, you can read it, sit down and read it, get an idea of what you're buying. But when you buy online, you're buying sight unseen, or you can see it, but you don't touch it. You can't read the back in most cases, right? That gives you an idea about the book, tells you a little bit about who the author is down here, tells you a little bit of synopsis of the book, which is powerful. You'll get a good idea of the objective of this book, just reading the back. And maybe we'll do that on another Zoom. But tonight, let's go ahead and start. Students, for those of you who have your book, students who have their book, turn to chapter 1, which you can find on page 6 6, chapter 1 on page 6. Now, let me just tell you something that I learned in college. There's a science, brothers and sisters, to learning. And the science starts with how you approach something. How do you approach learning? Science of learning. How it starts with how do you approach it? What kind of mindset do you have? Right? How do you take the information and assess it? How do you take it and become familiar with it? Right? What do you do? Right? Do you just jump in the book and start reading? Where do you read? Where do you start? Okay? How can you get the most out of what the book has to offer? See how I'm working this, see how I'm touching it and feeling it, becoming associated, becoming intimate with the book, with the learning process, with the science of learning. There's a science, there's an approach. Okay? So chapter 1, it talks about, the name of the chapter is How to Play the Money Game. But we're going to talk about tonight something that seems fundamental, and that's the power of things. I have another program. I'm coming out with a book on that called 19 Secrets, what they don't want you and I to know, don't want us to know. See, it's the little things. It's the basics. Everybody wants something sophisticated, complicated, right? But it's in the simple things. The simple things. Master the simple things and you can master the rest. Master, somebody write that down. Master the simple things and you can master the rest. So, chapter 1, how to play the money game. How to play the money game. Okay, Daryl, that's the money game so black people can win and dominate. But how do you play that game? How do you play it to win and dominate? Right? And here's what we need to understand, especially black people in America. Brothers and sisters, it starts by you and I taking full responsibility for our finances. Not some, not partial, not that the company go match, not Social Security, not an IRA, not a mutual fund. What are you talking about? I don't understand, Daryl. No, what are you talking about? Take full financial responsibility. Everything that has to do with your life financially, you're 100% responsible. Not the mutual fund manager. You are 100% responsible. However you want to live in the future, you're 100% responsible. Retirement, you're 100% responsible. What does that mean? Don't rely on Social Security. Don't rely on your pension. See, one thing that I learned, along with many things that I learned as a stockbroker, I got a real understanding on how this economic environment works. How it works in tandem with each other, how it overlaps, how it was, the system and how it's put together in order to provide some kind of outcome that they promise. See, brothers, you have to understand, Social Security was never designed and never meant to be the all in all for retirement income. It was never meant that. But that's how you hear people talk about it. They talk about it as if they're going to live off of Social Security when Social Security was never designed for that. And if it's not designed for that, then it's not going to provide that's not going to fulfill that objective. And if it does, it's going to do it very poorly. Very poorly. See, but if you and I and we don't know that Social Security was never designed to be your only source of income, but we have in our minds that if I work and put in Social Security, it's gonna do it for me. That's what I need. It's gonna build up and it's gonna be enough to survive. It's not gonna work. You're gonna get old and get to that point in your age, and it's gonna be too late. You won't be able to go and work anymore. You'll be too old. to now work, take your Social Security and work. See, and then if you make too much money from other sources, then they cut some of your Social Security down. See, so you have to be aware. You hear about financial literacy. Yes, that's important. But you know what's more important than financial literacy is financial consciousness, financial awareness. And then you'll know how to apply and the importance of financial literacy. You'll go get specific financial literacy because you have the comprehensive financial awareness. You're aware of the financial environment that you're in. It's different in different countries. It's different in different states. It's different in different cities. So you and I, brothers and sisters, have to sit down right now from this day forward and say, I am 100% responsible for everything financial in my life. Everything. You're responsible if something is incorrect on your bank statement. You're responsible for retirement. You're responsible for your income. Your income's keeping up and exceeding the pace of inflation. See what I'm saying? Well, my job doesn't have extra hours. Well, I'm on salary. I got to get promoted. Figure out a way. But know that you and we are responsible 100% financially, fully financially responsible for our lives, for our financial life. We'll go figure it out. Okay, you don't have a job where you make more money to exceed the rate of inflation, the rate of cost of food, the rate of cost of gas, the rate of cost of all these other things, then figure it out. Go get another job, something, figure it out. We have to figure it out because we are 100% responsible. And the term that you might have heard before here recently that's been famous is what? Nobody's gonna come to save us. Nobody's gonna save us. That means you have to take full responsibility. If it happens, it's my fault. And if it doesn't happen, it's my fault. Because when you get old and they change Medicaid or Medicare, then what you gonna do? They got a Medicare supplement insurance because Medicare was never designed to be your all-in-all coverage for health. It was never meant for that. So they got companies out there that will sell you, retirees sell you supplemental Medicare insurance. So now where you gonna get that money from? Nobody told you that Social Security was never meant to be your sole source of income, but it is. Now you got to pay whatever they call it, Group B, whatever they call it, the additional insurance to supplement your Medicare. Where you going to get that money from? Then as you get older, if you didn't take care of yourself physically 20, 30 years prior, then you have some ailment. So now you need prescription medicine. Now where that money going to come from? Because nobody told us, regardless of what else is out there, you and I are 100% fully responsible for our financial life. But I've told you, you've heard it. Can't say you don't know. If you heard it before, this is your final warning. This is your final call. And we're going to go in more as we talk about this book. Why we're getting to a point now and it's creeping up on us. We're coming to a point now here in America economically to where you're going to almost have to be quote unquote rich or quote unquote be about making sure you have far more than what you need. It's undercurrents. It's subtle underneath there. And I'll get into it. This is all I learned this 40 some odd year journey and being a stockbroker for two major Wall Street firms, which 99.9% of most black people would never have the opportunity by being in Wall Street looking out instead of out looking in. So I've been blessed by Allah's grace, brothers and sisters. So I can't keep that to myself like that song says. I just can't keep it to myself. Who sings that? Right? So I'm obligated. Allah, God is going to hold me responsible. So that's why this book exists. I'm not an author. Tell people all the time, I'm not an author. You know what I'm a salesman. I'm a marketer. And I'm using this book to sell and market. I'm not an author. Most authors have been writing all their life. They're good in English. Took journalism classes. See, those are authors, right? Those are authors. They love writing, right? They read a lot of books, a lot of novels. They like stories. Everybody likes stories, right? So, brothers and sisters, listen what I'm telling you. That's why you have to buy this book. You have to buy similar books like this. See, I talk about vibration. I talk about frequency in this book. What does frequency and vibration in metaphysics got to do with the money game? If you're trying to win and dominate, you better understand what it got to do with it. We are no longer living in an age where you can hustle your way. You know what I'm saying? To the top. That alone, just hustling. You just grind. And that's your main asset is grinding. Grinding is going to take you so far. You can never win and dominate thinking you just going to grind. You go grind, and I say in the book, you go grind, all right, you're going to grind yourself into powder. See, so when you start and understand what's required, what's needed on your part, what you're responsible for, beyond what they tell the masses, just remember, brothers and sisters, the masses is not in your best interest. The mass anything, mass food, I told you, mass is not, it's all to maintain the status quo for the rich and your status quo. Only a few people get out of the status quo. And it ain't by accident. It's not by accident. Right? And I talk about that in the book. It's not by accident. So you got to understand what's required. Yeah, everybody want a big bag. Yeah, everybody want to win and dominate the money game. But I'm letting you know what's required. I'm not going to sell you a $4,000, $997 course. I got programs I'm going to offer. Of course I do. What good is it to tell a man something, but don't give him the means in which to do it? Farrakhan said that. Why give a man the right to do something and don't give him the means in which to do it? Why tell you these things and then don't give you something that you can implement and make it practical in your life? I just give you concepts and ideas. Don't get me wrong, they have their place. That's where everything starts. But somebody has to come along and say, okay, here's the how-to. I'm telling you what you need to do, but detailed programs tell you now how to do it. How to do it. So I'm going to come on, brothers and sisters, on this program, but not really on this program. This is just to highlight the book. But we, by God's grace, will launch our inaugural broadcast, episode 1, tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on Closing the Gap Broadcast Network on YouTube. You definitely want to be there. I know it's Mother's Day, so we're going to come on real quick, just to launch as a trailer, tell you about what to expect from the show. Boom, 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 bam, bam, bam. We're going to be off so we can spend time with the greatest woman we should have in our life, if she's still with us, is our mother. First teacher, first nurse, right? First everything is our mother. So go to YouTube. After you watch this, go to YouTube, find Closing the Gap Broadcast. Subscribe, hit the notification. You're going to get notified when we go live tomorrow at 6 p.m. And we're going to talk about some good stuff. It's going to be like TV. We're going to have guests. We're going to have a lot of stuff. So we're going to have call in. Now, that's one thing I haven't seen. That's going way back to the AM radio station. They do it on FM but on talk show radio on AM station, man, that goes back 30, 40 years. Call in. We're going to have call in. We're going to have call in. This thing, we about to take it to a whole nother level, brothers. This is a whole nother level. But so That's it for tonight. 20 minutes. We like to keep it to 20 minutes. We right on time. You see there on the screen there, brothers and sisters, get on my list. Get out the bleachers of your own life and get on the field with other players that are playing at that level, that are playing at a higher level. You got to connect. Now it's time to connect with the right people. That's why we're doing this. That's why I'm inviting you right now to go to TheMoneyGamebook.com. TheMoneyGamebook.com. Get on my list. And for just getting on my list, for just giving me your information, I'm going to give you 2 free gifts. One is the audio I did called The Money Game. So before you get the book, while you're waiting for it to come in the mail to you, you can be listening to that audio tonight and getting the idea. What does Daryl mean? Man, what is this? I heard the money game. I have never heard that before. I heard it, but what is this? And he talking about metaphysics and all kind of crazy stuff. That don't have nothing to do with money. So this audio give you a peep of an idea of what to expect in this book. Not in totality, but gives you an idea. That's the preview. That's the trailer, that audio. And then the second free gift, we're going to go live on Zoom. We're going to have a private Zoom call, exclusive, elusive Zoom call with just those folks on that list. I have 41 lists of emails, different lists of emails, but only that list, the moneygamebook.com list, only that list will be invited to be on that private, elusive, exclusive Zoom call within the next two months, no more than 2 months. We have a goal we want to reach. We're right now at about 75 people who've signed up at that website. We need at least 25 more minimum. As soon as we reach that 100 mark, then we're going to set the date. You're going to get emails of the date, location, how to get on the Zoom, and that way you can ask questions. Ask questions about the book. Ask questions about concepts. Daryl, can you expound on something? Daryl, can you make that practical? I understand the idea, but make it practical. Give me something practical. So that's your second gift, brother and sister. So go to themoneygamebook.com, get on the list, get that free gift tonight, the audio, and then we get 25 more subscribers, and we'll have the private Zoom, and we'll go deeper, because we're going to go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. That's why we're having the show on Closing the Gap Broadcast Network. This is not my first time having a show. I had my own show about 5-6 years ago, even longer. I think about 5-6 years ago. We ran it for 4 years. We did 154 episodes. Weekly episodes, so you do the math. 4 divided into 154. It's called Black Wealth Empowerment. You put that in YouTube, you'll find it. A lot of shows. So this is not my first rodeo, but we're taking it to the next level. Okay, so have a beautiful night, or whenever you watch this. And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. Every day should be Mother's Day, according to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, because we in the nation, we don't believe in these commercialized holidays, but we do believe in family. We do believe in loving mother. We do believe in loving father. We do believe in loving family and each other. So any opportunity you get, you should spend that time loving your family, loving your people. That we do believe in. That's every day, even if it includes Mother's Day, Father's Day, whatever day they made up, Sister Day, Brother Day, whatever it is. So we need to practice loving our mothers every day. So when Mother's Day come around, it'll be no different than all the other days that we show our mothers love. You should show your mother love all through the year. And then she knows that you love her, because you've done it all through the year. Brothers and sisters, thank you. Go to that website, get on the list. Time to zone in. Let's do this. Let's get the promise that God promised us. He promised us that he would take the bottom rail and put it at the top. And we are at the bottom. So let's move on up, as they say, the Jeffersons say. All right. So with that being said, let me go. We got things to do. All right, brothers and sisters, I see you at the top, not from the top, because you, your family, but most importantly, Our Black community deserves your very best. Till next time, peace.